Welcome to Tom Papa's Come to Papa.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Come to Papa, your favorite podcast among all the other podcasts, because ours is filled with hardcore positivity. How's it going, Paul?
Good.
Where are we, Paul? Tell our viewers where we are while I sip this coffee.
I'm on a whirlwind. We are in the greatest city in the world, New York City, at the world-famous, probably the most famous comedy club in the world, the Comedy Cellar.
That's right. Technically upstairs at the Olive Tree Cafe, where you wait to go on downstairs for your comedy. The Comedy Cellar is actually in a cellar.
Right.
And we are upstairs at the beautiful cafe. What an amazing New York day. It is crisp. It is clean. Thunderstorms rolled through last night and took a hot, muggy Father's Day weekend and just sent it packing.
Yeah, that's what it does to you. It beats you down, and then when you get like an hour of pleasant weather,
yeah,
you just go crazy and enjoy it. People are almost like ripping their clothes off running down the street right now.
I literally saw a couple people that looked like they might take their clothes off, and then I asked them if they would, and they declined. They just said, move along.
But yesterday was a nightmare. That was a brutal, like, New York hustle day. That was just sweaty. Everyone's sweating. Everyone's running. Everyone's
trying not to move. And you still are sweating your ass off.
Yeah.
I was still rocking a jacket like a gentleman.
Yeah, that was crazy. Because I started walking, and then I stopped just because I'm like, I know I'm going to sweat for a few minutes right now, so I need to like just go inside. I went to the NHL store to just like...
Why did you go there?
Just cool off and see... and see. I like going to the NBA store. I'll go to the NHL store. I'll go to the Adidas store to check out the sneakers. I like New York.
Did you buy anything?
No, nothing yet.
Nothing. You just loitered in there until you cooled off.
I like seeing what's coming out, and then I can see where I can get it cheaper in a couple months.
Well, you were trying to bond with that. You and I went up to the Sirius XM studios last night to do the Bennington show.
Yes.
And we have to make sure Gail's on the list for tonight. We have the live show. That's the reason we're here, folks, is that we're doing the live show in a couple
hours.
And so we were running around there trying to do our Sirius XM thing, and I was looking at your impressive Yankee hat, and you were all afluster because your shoes matched a rap star named Big Boy.
Yes, from Outkast, Tom.
From Outkast.
That should have been your... They were famous in, like, the late 90s.
He was part of Outkast?
He was the other guy. It was Big Boy and Andre 3000. Those are the two guys.
Oh, I totally didn't know that.
So the Hey Ya and Sorry Miss Jackson.
Something like a Polaroid picture?
Yeah, that's him.
Was it Flip It Like a Polaroid picture?
Shake it like a...
Shake it. What happened to those guys? Well, Big Boy was still at Sirius XM. Did he go solo?
Yeah, they've been... That's the whole thing. I think Andre 3000 started... He was supposed to play Jimi Hendrix in, like, the bio movie. I don't know if that ever came out. They split up because they were really famous, and then they both did their own separate things. And then I think they're huge in Atlanta. They have a whole industry. They have their own clothing stores, and
oh, really?
They're like Russell Simmons down there, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you were very happy that your fashion was matching his fashion.
Yeah.
And there's a glass thing at Sirius XM where they call it the fishbowl.
Right.
It's a glassed-in room, and they do a lot of live music in there and interviews and things like that when they want to make a spectacle out of it. And Paul was just pressing his face against the glass, waving at Big Boy, who is a big boy.
Yeah.
He's a big African-American rap guy.
He had his chain and his posse. Those are two things that you need.
Yeah, very intimidating. And Paul's like, look, I have the same shoes as you. Look at me. Look at me. Look at my shoes. They had to ask security to get you off the glass.
Yeah, well, Liz here is a big sneakerhead. She's got more Adidas than she'll even admit to. Do you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's what she said. She's addicted to it. That's what we'll always talk about.
All Adidas?
If I have my Adidas on.
Yeah, but you normally rock Nike, don't you?
I know, but and then we just got the the Barbados Converse, which Nike owns now. It's all blending together.
I can't keep up with you and your rap friends. You guys have a whole nother life going on. I have no posse. I come into Sirius XM by myself in a sport coat in the summer, and I have no posse. Don't you have to pay all these people to walk around with you?
I don't know.
They don't just come with you, right?
I thought I could only bring one person, and
yeah,
I mean 14.
They've got to be on the payroll. You got to make money if you're going to have a posse. But then I see people that don't have a much money walking around with a posse. Maybe they're just hoping that he makes it one day.
I always like looking at the couch and like, all right, where does it stop that the rest of these people are staying in New Jersey tonight?
Right. Big Boy gets to stay at the Ritz overlooking the park, and everybody else is going back to Jersey.
A couple people at Pod 51, and then everyone else is at the Sheridan in the Meadowlands.
I have to say, this is the first time I'm coming in where I've been here for several days, because we did the great shows in Connecticut. We had great shows in Richfield and Old Saybrook over the weekend. They were amazing shows, beautiful theaters, met great people, and then we had Father's Day, and it's been now, I guess, 5 days since we've been here already.
Yeah.
And it's the first time I'm doing Live Come to Papa where I'm not seriously jet lagged.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a crazy day yesterday where we did radio. I did another travel podcast.
Right.
At a guy's. Have you ever heard of Venmo?
No.
It's like the pay.
Bevmo, the discount liquor store?
No, Venmo.
Oh, Venmo.
It's the thing that kids...
Venmo, the discount venereal disease place?
I guarantee your daughters are paying all these food delivery people with Venmo. That's how they do it. That's
no, they use Instacart.
It's new. Like
I know. They use Instacart and they use Postmates.
Right, but if they want to pay each other, like if they go to the movies and they say, hey, can you buy my ticket, just Venmo me. That's what... like younger people do now because nobody carries money.
My daughter's at the movie theater. She wants a ticket.
Somebody said, hey, they're going to sell it tonight. I'll get the tickets.
Right.
You guys can just Venmo me. Or they'll do it like for a dinner.
And then what happens when they Venmo you?
It's like an instant thing. And I don't know. I think it's just because they have everyone's email and it builds up like a database. I think that's how they make money. But they don't take the fees out that PayPal does.
So you can send... I see.
So if, like, you need to send me money, I need to send you money. It's, just Venmo me. That's, like, the new...
Oh, it's
new, like, hip thing that broke people do. If you've got $20 and you owe someone 10, you just Venmo them.
I'm so glad I'm not poor.
So, but it's, like, a huge deal, I guess. And so this guy just happened to have, like, an Eagles jersey one night in a bar.
Right.
And this guy's like, hey, I'll give you... It was like a rare player, like somebody from the Giants that we would only appreciate, like the kicker or something like that.
Right.
And the guy's like, I'll give you $1,000 for the jersey. And he's like, okay. He's like, how are you paying $1,000? And the guy's like rich from this. He invented Venmo or something. So he has this whole beautiful studio on like 23rd Street. It's all musicians and stuff, and then 3 idiots doing a podcast in one of the studios.
That's where you were?
Yeah.
How did you get involved with these people?
They're the one guy, his name's Turner Sparks. He ran the first English-speaking comedy club in China for 12 years.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's the guy. You did that gig? No, you didn't do China.
I didn't do it. Ari did it. And I think Butch Bradley, a few other guys went over and did it. But he ran the club when he lived there for 12 years. And he just moved back, like, in the last year. And his wife is still in China. They're trying to get her
So how do you hook up with this Chinese...
He was a huge basketball fan,
right?
Too. So he wanted to have me on and just talk about traveling because I went to Asia last year and then just talk about basketball and all that kind of stuff. So that was fun. And then I did Artie Lang's podcast after that over in New Jersey.
Oh man!
And
this
then
is all during the hot heat.
And then I had to bring my stupid rental car back to JFK Airport.
No.
And, yeah.
You drove all the way out to JFK.
All the way back there. Get there. No one's at the desk. No one's anywhere. There's 5 cop cars. The Hertz employees got in a fist fight with each other.
Oh, no.
At 2 in the morning.
What? You did this at 2 in the morning?
Well, that's when I ended up finally getting home. This is like 1. This is like after that. And then Yeah, there's like a little circle where the train is. There's 5 cop cars, 2 guys arguing with each other. The one guy did take his hurt shirt off because he was done with it.
God.
But it was just like, hey, I'm just trying to drop off my car.
How did you get back?
I just took an Uber back because it was just too late to figure it out.
Oh, my God.
They've never really figured out.
What a nightmare.
They've never figured out the JFK thing.
So by 3 o'clock, you're rolling back into Manhattan?
So I got back like 2:33, and then, I just crashed. Like, I knew I was just going to be so busy today and tomorrow that...
And you fly back tomorrow?
Tomorrow, like at 1, so not too
so
crazy. What about you? You're just staying
here for weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to do the podcast next week, but I'm going to be here for quite a while.
New York residency.
I know, it kind of feels that way. And, it feels all right.
So what'd you end up doing?
I went to Father's Day, first of all.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I went to, you don't have to be sorry.
Saw your father.
Yeah, I had to drive back after our show in Old Saybrook through the fog to see my father. And I realized, and I said this on Saturday, Father's Day is, it's just another Mother's Day. It's just another day that Mom can get everybody together.
Right.
And my father was like, yeah, it's good to see you. But I don't know how excited everybody is.
Yeah, well...
I mean, it's just a reason to all sit in the same room. I get it. It doesn't have to be a big festival, but at the same time, it's... the moms are more happy about it than the dads.
But you would have rather just had a day by yourself. That would have been a gift.
It was okay. I had my youngest one was out with me on the East Coast, so I got to hang with her, and that was cute. That was nice.
Yeah, you sacrificed. You could have stayed at this 5-star hotel with a pool in Old Saybrook.
That place was such a dump. We did this great little theater in Old Saybrook. The show was great. The people were great. The little town is amazing. We spent the day there. It was everything positive. We stayed in they put us in a hotel. I don't think I've been in one that bad in a long, long time. Maybe 20 years. It smelled like a nursing home. I won't mention the name of it because I don't know who's connected to it, but
I just know that there was no quality in that hotel at all.
It was brutal. It was the kind of place where we always go through this. You're on the road, you're just banging it out, you're doing your shows, you don't want to be a prima donna, you're not trying to be a diva, you just want to roll in, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be fancy. And then you walk into some places and it's like, it's impossible for you not to complain.
Yeah.
We're gonna hit you with everything. We're gonna hit you with beds that look like a fat man has been sleeping in it for 20 years. We're gonna have a air freshener that smells like a nursing home's toilet.
Yeah.
We are going to give you a view of Route 95 blaring out your window. Literally.
What about your air conditioning? Did you notice it was back by the time you left?
Yeah, that's it was.
It was just a hole in the wall.
Yeah, there was a hole in the wall where the air conditioner was, just a pool of water. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm just going to drive 2.5 hours to my father's house and be there for Father's Day. Like I was a hero. Like I just couldn't be away from the family. But it was almost impossible. You stay there during the night. Did it get crazy during the night?
No, it didn't get too bad.
People weren't screaming that wedding party. There was a giant wedding party in a school bus.
Well, the thing is, I do like... We've stayed in some really nice places, but I do like the fact that if you're close enough to get to where you would call home or a family, that you can just get the hell out of there and go.
What's your cutoff? My cutoff when I was a young comedian, if I'm within 12 hours of drive, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Now I'm about 2.
Right.
And this was 2.5. So I felt like I was pushing it a little bit.
But you also were like... Your parents are there, your daughter's there, so then you kind of... Well, you left so early that you were there at a reasonable time.
I rolled in around 12:30. It wasn't too bad. Nothing like stopping at a food and fuel on Route 95 by yourself at midnight to think, maybe I've made the wrong decision.
Yeah.
Maybe this is where it all ends. when they're just looking at you as you're pulling your money out of your wallet. And when I was younger, I didn't think about that so much. You just kind of blaze in. You had nothing they could steal, and your life wasn't that important. No one was relying on you.
Yeah.
At this point, you're standing there, and there's one guy just picking his teeth and looking at you, and you're like, "This might not be the wisest decision."
Yeah, my only rule is no rest stops. I went to like a rest stop when I used to drive back and forth to Sacramento from Reading.
Right.
So I would I'd be driving at 1 or 2 in the morning, stopped at a rest stop to pee, and there was like a gang meeting in there, and I just kind of like waved and
kept
turned
going.
around, just like turned around and went off easy. No running, no.
They're really not policed very well.
Yeah.
Did I tell you the one when my car broke down in high school at a rest stop? And I was driving down to the Jersey Shore in my little Toyota Corolla, and my car conked out. And it was always kind of conking out. And this time it conked out, and I pulled into this rest area, and it wouldn't start again. So it's dead.
So you got it to the rest area.
Got it to the rest
That's
area.
pretty good.
It was just kind of sputtering. I got it into this tiny little rest area. It wasn't much. It was like one little strip and a single payphone. And so I'm trying to get AAA. I'm trying to get these people to come and rescue me. And all of a sudden the phone rings. The payphone.
What?
I'm like, I guess I'll answer it. You know that weird feeling when
Yeah.
you're there and the payphone goes. I'm like, all right. I pick it up, and I answer the phone, and they say it's a guy, and he says, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm like, nothing. I'm 17. I'm like, nothing. What's happening down there? I'm like, gee, mister, I think you got this place confused. This is a rest area.
It's not Joe's bar.
He's like, yeah, I know. What's going on? I said, no, again, this is a rest area. And I just hang up. I'm standing there waiting.
You didn't say, are you from the future?
You're right.
You know it's Tom?
All of a sudden it rings again. Bing, 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 bing. I pick it up. Hello? So, what are you into? What am I into? And then, finally, like, the sixth time, my little 17-year-old brain goes, oh. I hang up the phone really quickly, and then the tow truck pulls up, and a guy gets out, like this big Italian guy, and he's got a tire iron in his hand, like, and he's looking paranoid. He's looking around, and he goes, hurry up. Where's your car? We got to tow and get out of here. I'm like, well, what's the matter? This is an all-gay rest area.
What?
Every time I come here, they hit on me. Let's get out of here. Like he's going to be attacked. But he's that desirable.
Yeah.
But this is 1987 or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's why the guy on the payphone was into. I jump, my little shorts, I jump into this guy's truck. And he whisks me and my car away. And we got away without any gay interludes.
So he just had like gay guys running up behind him trying to pull his pants down or something?
Yeah,
or
well,
was he
that's
afraid of?
Yeah, I think that I know. It's so funny to think about, like that he was that upset by it.
Yeah,
but rest areas could be dicey if you're a straight young man.
Especially that's the thing is like it's late at night. I'm just peeing on the side of the road, right? Aren't you?
No.
No?
Well, you just can pull onto the shoulder. I'm not stopping on the shoulder.
In the middle of nowhere? Of course.
On a major interstate, like on Route 95?
No, like if I'm driving from like San Francisco to LA, and
Right.
there's that just miles of farmland and just those exits that don't even have
On the 5?
Yeah.
I don't know. I always picture that's where the truck runs into you.
Well, I pull off to like the exit that doesn't even have anything.
Yeah.
And then like the ramp that's going back on, and I'll go on the side there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, you're going to get squashed
instead of
one
a
day.
rest area.
Right, I hear you.
No, if I see someone coming, obviously I'm stopping anyway. But this is like
it's not about you peeing and getting caught. It's about you.
the car getting hit.
It's about someone running you over.
Yeah, I have the lights on and stuff. It's not like I'm trying to like be a secret pee guy or something.
That's when Large Marge from Pee Wee's Playhouse comes running into you and smacks you.
So is that the only time your car ever broke down?
No, broke down all the time.
Yeah, in the city.
But I was
no?
able to fix it. No, I was in New Jersey. I was able to fix it. I had some tools. It would break down. I would, I knew everything about it. I had it since I was 16. I had some tools, and you didn't need that many skills. It was only, a certain number of parts on it. You knew it was either the battery or the starter or something with a carburetor. And
you can fix a starter?
Yeah. You get in there and knock it around, get to the place, replace it. I did my own brakes one time.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It was just like it was like your friend.
Yeah.
So you just knew everything about it. Anything that went wrong, you didn't have money, and they were simple engines, so you just went in and fixed it.
That sounds like the VW bus, man.
Yeah, it was similar. It was a little like 86 Corolla.
Yeah.
76. And, you just went in and, fixed it up and went. And one time I drove with my friends, and the lights went out, and there was we had no lights at all.
Oh, man.
The alternator was messed up. So you could get it started, but it didn't even have enough power to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get down to the beach, and we're cruising along on this 2-lane highway, and people are allowed to pass on those highways. You come out, you see the coast is clear, and you go for it. And we see this is a tiny car, and I've got 6 football players in it.
Yeah.
And we're driving along, and my friend's holding a flashlight out on the white line so I could see where to go.
At least you got the flashlight.
Yeah, but that worked. And we see way in the distance a big truck.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. But then we see a guy, peek out from the truck. A little car from behind kind of comes into our lane, then goes back. Then he comes back out, and he's seeing way down in our direction that the coast is clear. Because he can't see us.
Yeah.
So he comes out a third time, sees the coast is clear, and guns it right for us.
Oh, man.
So we're screaming. This guy's coming right for us. At the last second, there's enough light on us, and he cuts over and doesn't squash us.
Oh, Jesus.
So we're freaked out. We're totally freaked out. We get out of that 2-lane highway through the Pine Barrens of New Jersey, and we get to where civilization is, and we're 5 miles from where we're going down to the Long Beach Island. And a cop pulls us over because he sees 6 guys stuffed in a car, like a clown car with no lights, and one guy hanging out with a flashlight. And he pulls us over, and as soon as he pulls us over, you have to stop, and when you stop, the car dies. So the car dies, and the guy's like, "What are you doing?" We're like, "We've run out of power, and it's the alternator. It happens." He's like, "All right, well, you're going to have to call someone because you can't drive this vehicle."
Right.
I'm like, I was kind of wired because I've been driving. I just turned to him. I said, "No, seriously, you got to let us go." He's like, "You can't see. You've got no lights." I said, "My eyes are like a cat's." I can make it.
And that's when he gave you the sobriety test?
Yeah, then they made us, my parents come pick us up.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You just wanted to make it, though. That was the goal. You made it.
We were so close.
Yeah.
So close. But that was it. You would just patch that thing together, and I did that probably for 5 years, and eventually it just seized up and really died.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I couldn't fix anything. I just knew what was going wrong and kind of eased into it. We had a 71 Comet. That was my grandmother's car. This is in the 90s. And so it used to just stall out, and it was automatic. So I would drive through town, and I would go through a light, and I would feel it stall, and I would just ease it into neutral. And then I would just pull in front of a newspaper stand or something. And even one day, my buddy was like, "Hey, why do you always go to that newspaper stand?" I was like, "No, the car stalls out," and I just pull. And he's like, "Oh, I couldn't even tell, man. That was really smooth." He was impressed how
I just glide
dealt
right
with
up.
the failure. But I never. The only time I ever broke down, it was a freezing cold night, on the highway, and I was kind of near home in college, in between. It was a 20-minute drive,
Right.
and so there's an old folks' home that's back away from the highway. But you can see it. But it's there's over a foot of snow. It's freezing.
Yeah.
And it's the one time I got out and my eyelids were actually you could feel them getting hard.
Icing up.
Yeah. So I jump the fence to try to get to this old folks' home, and I'm just freezing, but I make it, and I'm pounding on the door, and this guy is like, gets on the intercom. He's like, "Hey, I'm not allowed to let anybody in." I was like, "But I'm freezing, man. I broke down on the highway." He's like, "Yeah, we got security. I can't let you in."
That is like what you would say if you were coming to kill everybody.
Right.
Right? You would say, "I just broke down. You got to let me in."
That's when you try to, like, "Hey, I look like a nice guy, right? Do I look like I'm going to murder somebody?" Like, that's when your friends that have the crazy beards or something, it's like, that's when you don't get through security, or you know.
Right? Yeah.
Look at his face. Let me in.
Did he let you in?
No, he called my buddy who was at his dorm, and he came and picked me up. But
that's hilarious.
But I had to stay outside the whole time. I was still freezing.
There is a time, and I remember distinctly that there was a moment when I realized, like, for years, you know, I was like, "Oh, I'm like cute enough to get out of trouble." Like, you know, I'm just kind of friendly-faced and young. And I remember it was like around 35 or so. All of a sudden, I like made a joke with the flight attendant, and she wasn't as amused as everybody had been in my entire life. I like threw her my little charming smile, and I tried to, like, you know, give her my little cutesy look, and it didn't go over. And I remember thinking, I wonder if I don't have that anymore.
Right.
And I didn't. I noticed, like, now I'm like a man who, like, still friendly, but I didn't have that same, like, youthful, cute, I'm going to get a free pass anywhere I go kind of thing.
Non-threatening.
But now I feel like I'm working a different angle now. It's like I'm like the older nice guy in glasses.
I was just going to say, I think the glasses brought it back for you.
Yeah, it really does. It doesn't help you with young, attractive women. They don't look at you as a relevant option.
You're not in the game anymore?
But she'll get you some coffee if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the glasses look is kind of like brought in this whole nother angle.
Yeah, that was my problem with when I was going to Toronto. I was doing a show, and I saw Rob Zombie was like 2 people ahead of me.
Where?
In Toronto.
Uh-huh.
This is like 2 summers ago. And he's dressed like Rob Zombie. There's no day off from Rob Zombie.
Right.
He's just Rob Zombie. He's got the skull on his cowboy hat or whatever. And
rock star.
Just got all his
zombie
tattoos
rock star
showing, and the beard and the sunglasses. And so he didn't even... I could kind of overhear, like, they're like, "Where are you going?" And he's like, "I don't know, I got a show. There's a guy picking me up." And I can't tell if this guy knows he's Rob... Because if you don't know he's Rob Zombie, then it's like, all right... He's in the Hells Angels or something, or what?
Right.
He's somebody's,
you
know, and then
he's a monster,
and they just let him straight through, and then so I go through, got all my paperwork, clean shaven, got my collared shirt on, and they're like, "Yeah, we need to take you in the back," and I was like, "What? This is like the one time in life I get a pass. That's when you just let Rob Zombie walk through."
Yeah, no, you can't tell. And there's like my one nephew looks like he looks Middle Eastern. His family is Italian and like English, but he's really dark skinned.
Yeah, he's got a beard, right?
He's got a beard.
Yeah.
He was like college age kind of freaky kid, like letting his hair go crazy, his beard go crazy, and he gets stopped in places and stuff, you know, in the second look because he looks Middle Eastern and youthful. So you can't really tell. There's no way to really to get the free pass. But whenever I would definitely work my white angle whenever I had to go get a loan or meet with a lawyer or try and get my kids accepted in a school. I'm like, all right, I gotta white it up, and I would throw on a button-down shirt and a tie, and walk in and look them in the eye and shake the hand and do all the white guy stuff.
Yeah,
and you know that is a powerful technique right there.
Yeah, it's just the dressing up thing. That's what happens at Hertz. If I'm President's Circle and I'd go in there with my shorts and my baseball hat on, I'm not getting the Mercedes. They're gonna give me the cube or whatever it is.
But then there's the other end of it when people are so big and famous that they dress it down.
Right.
That they just go with like the black T-shirt and work boots and just kind of like I'm gonna look like I got nothing.
You got new clothes every day, but you got to look like they're worn in.
Yeah.
Like that Fred Siegel is just all worn in T-shirts and jeans.
John Barbados. It's just it's all rich guy clothes to look like poor people.
What if you wore clothes enough to wear them out? That's what
right,
that's what the look is.
Yeah, if you had so little money that you had to wear these jeans for 25 years,
and we'll make them more expensive than they ever were.
If you're just coming into this podcast a little late, if your friend has it rolling, we are at the Comedy Cellar in New York City. That's why you hear the ambient noise of a festive New York cafe on a beautiful summer night here in beautiful Greenwich Village. Getting ready to do our live show, the Live Come to Papa show, which we will probably broadcast next week. And it's going to be a good one. We've got Dave Hill on it, Jim Norton, Judy Gold. It's stacked.
Yeah, everybody's...
Carmen Lynch, Rick Chrome. Ryan Hamilton's going to close it out.
Right.
It's going to be a good one. So even if my writing is weak on this one, it will be saved by the
talent
plethora of A-list comedians. And then after that, pretty much I'm going to do a bunch of spots, but it's just pretty much fun time.
Yeah.
I don't have to be on camera or really travel for a while.
Are you going to go beard, or are you going to grow it out?
I look so gross with it. Every time I think I'm going to do it, and it's got gray in it and orange, and it's like this multicolored, grubby guy look. Maybe. Maybe actually, the more I say it, the more appealing it kind of sounds.
You could do this shaved head for the next 3 weeks, have the sunglasses and a beard.
I was writing in the hotel lobby. I love writing in a hotel lobby.
Yeah?
Bar, restaurant. I know a girl who works at the bar in the hotel where I'm at, and at the Soho Grand downtown. Mm-hmm. And I go there all the time, so they know me. It's very comfortable. I love just sitting in there and writing. And you can write on these couches for a while, and then after a while I move into the bar where I know the girl who works the bar there, and I sit with her for a bit and do some more work with a backrest. It's just great. And you get some work done, and then you mail something out. It's like I live in a hotel. I love that feeling.
It is.
And but as I was sitting there writing, there were two guys, businessmen, bald, like shaved down bald, and probably in their 40s, and bald. And I gotta say, it's not an intimidating look. It makes anybody, like, you put hair on the guy, there's something soft and kind of friendly.
Yeah.
Shave it all off, there's a little bit, especially as a white guy, there's a little bit of a menacing facade to it.
It definitely depends, because you don't know whether it's a choice or whether it's like a guy's doing it for fashion reasons, or like Bill Burr did it, and everyone thought that he looked meaner when he first did it.
Yeah.
Because he had that kind of red curly hair that was a little disarming.
That's true, yeah.
I think everyone's kind of used to it now with him, but he does look a little meaner than he used to.
Yeah. It's interesting. And Rogan, he's...
Right,
he's bald. But those guys are... If you didn't know them as the comedians they are and whatever, you would think, that guy's kind of... I don't want to mess with that guy.
Right.
You know?
That's what I mean. I think those guys were a little mean-looking anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a guy that's been kind of nice and then shaved the head, and then immediately you were like, oh, he's a tough guy now. Like, I don't know if that's...
Yeah. There's... I don't know. When I'm older and have nothing left, I might just grow out the bottom and go Ben Franklin style.
Oh, yeah. Well, your dad does that a little bit,
just
right?
Get a little wacky. My father has the monk, like the friar tuck around the edges.
Yeah.
And it gets a little long sometimes. Sometimes it's long, sometimes
But he's never shaved the whole thing?
No. He's never shaved the whole thing down. He's just, look, there's Robert Kelly just walked in.
Yeah, he shaved his head.
He shaved his head, and he looks like Marlon Brando.
But could you ever imagine him with hair at this point? It would look weird, right?
It would look really weird.
And Jim Norton?
He looks like Brando. He looks like Brando in Apocalypse Now. He looks like Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now. Because he's got that gigantic belly.
And he doesn't try to wear the smaller shirt either. He's just really letting it dangle.
Hi, Robert. It's good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, how's it going? Paul?
What are you? I see you shitting on me, talking to Noam.
That's low self-esteem. We're actually talking about how smart you guys look. You two look very smart over here.
Because of our glasses.
Yeah. Well, your glasses, your faces, your hair.
We literally were
your outfits, your fingernails, your knees, your tits.
We were literally just talking about. I saw a guy in the hotel lobby, and he had shaved his head, and he looked like it was just a businessman. I'm like, even it doesn't matter how nice a face you are. If you shave your head down, you look a little more badass. And then you walk in. I'm like, and there's Bobby.
Yeah, you have to shave the whole thing though. You can't do like the side. Yeah, the side you look. You can either be badass or homeless.
What do you mean shave? What do you mean?
Like Shuli shaves the top, but he has the side.
My father has like the Friar Tuck, around. That doesn't look badass.
No, I respect it. I was hanging with your.
No, you don't.
Me and your friend were hanging out a lot.
Ari Shafir?
No.
Jerry Seinfeld?
Nope.
Jeff Garlin?
Nope.
Steven Soderbergh?
Yeah. What a great guy.
Where were you hanging with him?
I was doing one of his movies.
Oh, you were? Is that where you were on set?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're pals now.
He's the greatest.
Yeah, we text. He actually came over Sunday for barbecue. What?
Now I know you're lying.
I gave it away. The barbecue.
The barbecue.
Not too far. The come over line. I should have said dinner.
Yeah,
We went out to dinner would have been more. You'd
Yeah,
been like, eh.
we met for a cocktail.
Shit.
But don't you?
Going up to New York to go to a barbecue.
That was the greatest thing.
What were you working on?
He has a movie out that is crazy interesting. I signed something, so I can't talk about it. But it's an independent film that he shot, and
The iPhone one?
yeah. Well, then I guess I can.
Don't say it.
Oh, so
I didn't sign anything.
You did, yeah, you said it.
And it's
Well, this is the funny thing.
it's a
Yes.
yes.
Well, here's the thing.
Sorry, listeners, you'll find out.
When I got the thing and I was like, oh my God, this is Steven Soderbergh. I was like, wow, this is. It was a small part. I had a small part, which is, and then you show up and it's a regular movie and there's wardrobe and there's a van and they drive it and there's a PA and there's all this stuff and we're in the woods and blah 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 and there's Steven. I'm like, oh my God, and he was the nicest, coolest, really cool dude. As soon as you meet him, he's like, hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing? It's just really,
Did I come up?
yeah, of course.
Did you bring it up or did he bring it up?
Well, I brought it up, but he immediately brought it up like he was thinking about it, too. I was like, I'm going to totally blow up our friendship with Tom and make him jealous. He goes, oh, yeah, tell him we're texting. Tell him we've been texting for days. And I was like, oh, yeah.
That's so funny. You both know how to bust my balls.
But then he comes out of nowhere, and he's like, oh, okay, put that right over here. And there's a ladder. And then there was just an iPhone. I'm like, what the fuck? So, yeah, But dude,
He's a genius, first of all, which is so annoying because he's working on like 20 projects at the same time, and he's always making something, always creating something. And every time I leave him, like we'll meet for a drink, and he'll tell me all the stuff that he's doing, and I walk out like, what is wrong with me? Like, what? Why am I so lazy?
You feel that way with him. I feel the same way with Louis. Mm-hmm. I leave like you see what he's doing, and then you go home. And I'm like sitting outside on a chair in my backyard, and I'm like, this is nice. And then I'm like, oh God, I should be doing something. I should be doing something with my iPhone or my Zoom or just drawing something.
I know. And is it? I mean, part of me always thinks, well, he's Soderbergh. He can go get things made and get. And it's like, but that's not it, right?
No, it's that he always does something, and he's always creating, and me and you take naps.
To be fair, we do have children and wives who want us to take care of those children.
Yeah, I know, but they would really want us to take care of them like Louis or Steven Soderbergh more than me or you.
Let's make something then. Why are we so? Let's do something. I don't know.
See, that's where Tom Papa ends and Steven Soderbergh begins.
I'm barely getting through this podcast. But if I have to go do this live show, we've only been here 39 minutes. I'm like, we might only go 45 today.
Podcasts are real. They're like fidget spinners. They're really just dying out.
But what if I set up, I invite you both to be in the movie and you come out and it's an iPhone? You guys are both sharing an Uber back to the city, right?
Well, can we talk? I mean, is that part? I mean, you can't, but you could talk about can you talk about the iPhone part of it? No, about any of it. I shot Rob Zombie, who we were just talking about. My buddy Rob Zombie shot the beginning of my stand-up special on iPhones. We had 3 iPhones. He had little lenses on them. William Stevenson was in it. And we just walked around New York, and we put a setting on it to make it look like the 70s. And I was dressed like the 70s. Yeah. And we just walked around, and he shot it. It looked like a film.
Well, because people don't know this, iPhone 7 shoots in 4K.
Right.
And you can download it in 4K, which is fine for television.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Netflix, Amazon, absolutely. You can shoot on your iPhone in 4K. They have apps that shoot. They have so much capability inside of apps that you can do what a red camera does. And editing, you can edit right on your computer.
Yeah.
The raw footage.
The 8mm app, too, is the one.
Yeah.
8mm shoots. It does, like, every type of film. Like,
there's really no excuse for us to not be creating something.
They actually literally can go to, for $200, go to the Apple Store and buy a Steadicam rig for your iPhone.
All right. This is the end of my podcast career because I'm going to be making movies now.
We're going to be Woody Allen, one a year for the next 40 years.
Yeah. If I could only get somebody to...
It's so funny because I did a day on Louis' movie, and he's shooting... The same week I did a day on Louis' movies, he's shooting on black and white film. So it's literally the exact opposite worlds.
Yeah.
So every night somebody has to literally drive to Boston is the only place they develop black and white film.
Oh, really?
They do film. And they have to... So it's like he went back in time and... Yeah.
Well, he hasn't made a lot of films. Soderbergh's made so many of them.
I'm talking about the process.
Yeah. No, I know, but I'm like... Soderbergh has shot film forever, and then he moved to the red cameras, and now you go do it on that.
He is so good. I'm telling you, man, it was the best thing I've ever worked on. I mean, you walk up, it's such a relaxed thing, and you do your thing, and it's like, okay, cool. You're like, you got it? Yep.
That was the most intimidating thing. Paul, back when I was in a movie with Steven Soderbergh...
Which one, Tom?
Oh, I don't know if it was the first, second, or third one. I think it was the first, the second one.
Nick?
I'm glad you weren't on mic for that.
Tom played himself.
Everybody loves the Nick still. Anytime he goes somewhere, all the people at Conan love the Nick.
They all love the Nick.
So they all ask him like how he made those shots and stuff.
But the same thing as you. The first time I ever did a scene with him, I thought we were just practicing. And he's like, okay, that's good. And I'm like, what? And they're like, okay, next scene. He moves so quickly. He knows so clearly what he wants, and he knows that he got it. You just move on to the next scene. You're like, but I didn't even try yet.
Yeah, it's weird. His ability, like, it's almost like his self-esteem or his knowledge of what he wants is so precise that you almost wait, like some directors are like, all right, let me try this. It's almost like they're making it up as they go.
Yeah.
You feel like some directors are making it up, and they're figuring it out with you.
Yeah.
Where he's just asking you to say these lines, do your acting, and I got everything else.
And you don't even know, like, when it comes out, like, you're like, oh, that's what he was filming. It's like, I wasn't even in the scene. It was like my hands going through and capturing Michael Douglas. That was one of my co-stars.
Oh.
Yeah, I had Mike. His name's Mike, just Mike.
He's good, too. He's good, too.
He was in Gypsy in Pittsburgh.
The touring edition.
How's your podcast going?
My podcast is actually going great.
I saw a sticker for it in a weird place. It was a place where I wouldn't think, and I saw your mug up there.
Yeah. I gave out a bunch of stickers and told people to put them in weird places.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Yeah, it worked. I really was like, why is Bobby holding a microphone in his teeth up here?
Yeah, I just do it, yeah.
What's the name of your podcast again?
You know what, dude?
It's called You Know What, Dude.
Yes.
Ooh.
Anywhere. Comedy. All right, listen, I'm out of here.
Thanks for stopping by. This was a nice little treat.
Have fun with your show tonight. Double podcast, right? One's a radio show, this is a podcast.
Yeah, and then that one gets rolled into a podcast. It's going to be a good one. Jimmy Norton's making a return tonight.
He's always on it, isn't he?
He was for a long time, and then he didn't for a long time, and now he's making his return.
I love that you, like you don't care about the acting as much as you do friendships.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that about you.
He knows exactly what to get out of all these people.
Jimmy's a great actor.
I'm going to be here for 2 weeks.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I got Cubans.
Ooh.
I'll bring them down.
Let's do it.
Where you want to smoke them?
Maybe we can smoke them on Murrieta. I mean, not Murrieta, Minetta
Minetta what?
Lane.
What's that?
That little street.
Smoke them on a street, on a stoop?
Yeah.
No, what are we fucking... It's not weed.
I know, but you can't smoke... You could smoke weed more places than you're allowed to smoke cigars now.
There's 900 cigar shops in Manhattan.
You can walk into the Soho cigar bar and light up your own Cuban?
I can.
I gave him a shout-out on Rogan's podcast, and so I'm hoping for some love when I go in. How would you work that? You walk into the place, they don't know you, the waitress doesn't know you from Adam, but you've got a shout-out at the Soho cigar bar. How do you do it? How do I get free stuff?
First of all, it's not the Mac store.
You put a sticker. You put a sticker in there.
A sticker randomly placed in the bathroom so they know it's you.
Bobby's good at milking
Schmoozing
stuff off of people. He's schnoring, they call it.
Schnurra.
First of all, they are Jewish people, which is offensive to me. Secondly, I don't like the word snoring. Okay.
All right, so you walk into the cigar bar. You got a shout out on Twitter because you mentioned it on a media outlet.
As soon as I see the guy, the manager, what's up, man? How are you? And I make a face that I've made on television.
This doesn't work. He told me this. He told me this once at the Apple store. Just go in, let them recognize your face from TV, and then you'll get to the front of the line. I stood there for an hour, and nobody recognized me.
Yeah, but you weren't making faces you've made on TV. You should have went boom. Or if you went like this, hey Jerry.
Well, he's wearing the T-shirts of all the shows that he's done, so that's his way of.
Yeah, Mike Calta.
He wears his Letterman shirt in and all that stuff.
Number one in demographics: women 49 to 48 in Tampa, and men 12 to 18, and then 26 to 35 men in Tampa.
In Tampa.
All right, I'm gonna have to. I'll figure it out. But all right, I'll be around. Are you gonna work here this weekend? Are you gonna be here this weekend? Doing spots?
It's so sad that I'm going to next Friday. I'm going to Belgium with the family.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, wow. But I just there was a fucking failed bombing attempt at the Brussels train terminal where I'm fucking going to.
Well, they got it out of the way.
Yeah, that was
They're
a
not
test.
going to do it again.
Well, yeah, why wouldn't they?
Because they tried it, they did the whole plan, and it did whatever, and now they're moving on to the next thing.
I just don't want I don't care about, because I can Bruce Willis and survive any situation. But with my wife and my kid, I know I'm going to be, honey, go over there. She's going to be, what? Go over there and be quiet. What? I don't want to go. Get the fuck over there.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Shut the fuck up.
But the thing is, when you're, I know, but when you're with the whole family, it's like, all right, if we all go out, we go out. You don't want to be taken out on your own. You want everyone to go, because then they're lonely and they have no money.
Apparently you don't have health insurance.
What's that?
You should do some term life insurance, Tom.
All right, good seeing you, Bobby. We'll see you next time on your podcast, the great Robert Kelly. Bald, you see him from across the way,
yeah,
and you think that guy's a scary dude, and then he sits down and he sounds like a fun little guy.
Well, he's got like a mini Diet Coke can, which is offensive in itself.
Yeah, that's true.
There hasn't been Diet Coke in that can for several hours. He's just carrying it around.
Yeah.
It's got 2 sips in it.
All right, we do have to wrap this up.
Yeah, we gotta rehearse.
We're a little short of our normal run time, but we have to get over and start rehearsing for the live show.
Can we actually do... We didn't even talk about Conan, which was amazing. And maybe we can put like clips of that in, or just put it on the page. Maybe
that was really fun. It was fun doing Conan.
You did a great panel. You did
Judd Apatow. Got a lot of good feedback.
Yeah.
I got more feedback off of that Conan than I think any one that I've done.
Yeah,
and it was my 15th anniversary of doing Conan.
Yeah, that was a great story that you told. They have all those clips up. I wonder if we can put them on it eventually, but
we would need a guy that can do that stuff. We can't do that. We could tell people to look it up online.
Yeah.
I don't know.
On the Conan website, but
but that was fun. It worked out pretty well, even though I looked pretty fat.
You think so?
Yeah. What's upsetting is I know that I was fat, and everybody's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about, which means that I really walk around pretty fat.
So you think that just because people didn't notice that you were slender, or
I
that
think
you were way above your fighting weight?
It kind of goes against what I'm talking about on stage, which is you're just you. Paul's Paul.
Right.
And like someone could go in and be like, did Paul gain weight? I would have no idea.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when people look at me and they're like, that's just Tom. And even if I like working my ass off and being strict and doing all that stuff and I lose 10 pounds, no one cares.
So how does that affect the next several weeks in New York, where you're supposed to be on vacation?
My strategy in New York, I brought my running stuff, so I might go for a run. But my food strategy is eat lightly and then go crazy.
Okay.
Like last night, yesterday running around doing stuff. I had nothing. I had like this tiny little salad for the whole day.
Yeah.
And then went out for an Italian meal and had pasta, prosciutto, duck.
Yeah.
I just ate everything. And no, rabbit. I ate a rabbit last night.
Oh, you did?
I had a big thing of wine and I ate a rabbit. A rabbit. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So that's my strategy. And then I haven't really eaten today. So, and then after the show, I'll go crazy and put my whole face in a thing of nachos.
Yeah, we had a whole tray of bacon animals the other day. That we got to talk about that later. But.
Yeah. All right, we got to go. We really have to go get to rehearsal. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Enjoy your life.